Delay. What does delay mean? Relevant to detectors associated with an entry delay. Any alarm system. I can't just open the door and the alarm starts ringing, right? Where's the keypad? Where's your access to the alarm system? Is it outside the house or inside? It's inside. Of course, with home automation, I can actually use my cell phone and arm and disarm my system, right? But normally, not everybody's going to be with their phone to arm and disarm. And let's not forget, right? In the 1990s here, when they thought all this stuff up, I have to be able to open, with any alarm system, to be able to open the front door, or any access door, it could be the garage door. I have to be able to open up. It's going to give me a little signal. It's going to beep to let me know that, hey, the alarm system's on. Punch in your code, or put in a key, or swipe a card, do something. So all these zones have to be programmed as a delay zone. In other words, you're going to choose and say, all right, I'm choosing 30 seconds at the front door. I'm choosing a minute and a half at the garage door because I have to drive the car in. I have to open the door, close the door to get to my access, whether it's a key access, whether it's a coded card access, whether it's a keypad, and you're going to choose the delay time. So anytime somebody opens this door, it'll go into delay. So if a crook breaks into your front door, runs into your bedroom, steals your wallet, and runs out within 30 seconds, well, you got to wait before the alarm went off. But chances are, the motion sensor, which is on instant, will have caught him. So as soon as you got it right into the hallway, you got caught and the alarm went off. Instant delay, follower. What does this mean? So let's read what it says in your book. Relevant to detectors which can be triggered after a delay. For instance, the front door has a contact and a motion detector has been installed in the lobby and set up with instant delay. If someone enters through the door, which is the normal way to enter the house, both the contact and the motion detector will wait until the delay has expired before sending out an emergency. Oh, my motion sensors are on instant because I want them to catch somebody right away. My front door is on delay. But you know you have one of those houses where your front door opens into your living room, and in your living room there's a motion sensor. So every time you open the front door, even if your front door is on delay, the motion sensor catches you, which is on instant, sets off the alarm. You're going to get callbacks right away from the client. What kind of system did you install me? Right? So, they have a special function for that. You put that zone instant delay. And what will happen? If a delay zone has been tripped before the instant zone is tripped, that instant zone goes into delay. Let's look at something else. In the case someone enters the house through a window, which is not the normal way to enter the house, the door contact will not be triggered, but the motion detector will. In this case, there is no delay attached to it, and the system will send out an emergency call instantaneously. So, what if somebody broke your window and jumped through the window, and that same motion detector caught him? He will be instant and set off the alarm right away. So what is the system doing here if you put instant delay? This zone that's supposed to be instant will be tripped instantaneously unless any one of the delay zones was tripped before it. Then he'll become a delay zone. For the case that I might have a motion sensor that can catch me by the front door. Yes, Mike?
So then, for example, in the picture that you had before where it showed the DOL, right, with all the different zones and all this stuff, you basically said, for example, you have all these motion sensors in the house, put them all on instant delay, so that it was only after...
Not necessarily. I'll only put a motion sensor on instant delay if it's being caught by one of my entry zones. So let's take a house and take the entry zones. One of them will be your garage, and there will not be a motion sensor in the garage. Another one will be my front door. And even at that, I can avoid having a motion sensor catch. I got one of these houses that, this is when I walk in through my front door, and you know what? My front door goes into the living room. See, these are my couches. Do I have to put the motion sensor here that it catches me by the front door?
No.
Can I not place it right over here? That when as soon as I open my door, my keypad is right here. It's not going to catch me because I'm right near the door. So what I'm installing, I'm going to be wise while I'm installing. And I'm going to install my motion sensor while it won't catch me. But unless you have no choice And there is clients that will say, no, 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 I want motion sensors all over the house. All over the house. This is my entrance. And you know what? I got a motion sensor here for the living room. And the dining room here, I want another motion sensor here. One motion sensor here. And my little office here, I want a motion sensor in the office. Just because they want to be protected. They're putting glass break detectors, they're shooting vibration detectors on the windows, and people, whatever they want, right? And they're telling you, no, no, in the entrance you're putting a motion sensor. Well, that motion sensor right now, I have no choice to put it instantly. And you know what? That will be one of the ones that I wouldn't make sound after siren. Because that client might forget at night and say, I'm hearing noise outside. Let me walk through my entrance and see, ooh, I forgot. Right? Because you didn't trip a delay zone and that'll catch it. Which we also have an option to not to make it armed when the system is partially armed. But he might want it partially armed. So it's, you know, with installation, I'm going to choose to install my parts so I don't have a problem. Good? And yes, Brandon.
Are there cameras that are equipped with motion detectors that'll set an alarm? So you wouldn't need a motion detector if you had
Well,
the camera?
most camera systems today, a lot of camera systems, they have built-in motion sensors. Why? So that they know when to record. No reason to record with a camera that's in your backyard. If it doesn't see motion, what's it going to see? Or a camera that's in your house. Why should it be recording your living room all day long? How much space is that going to take on your PVR? Which it can handle. But what happens? The more space I take on my PVR, the longer it's not going to keep my clip. For example, the security system that we have here, it keeps everything that was recorded for 24 hours. You know, at home that might not be good for 24 hours. But it's not a building like this that it's constantly recording. At home, if there's no motion in the living room, why record? Just record when you see motion. Buildings like this, it's a school, it's a different type of establishment, they're reporting 24 on 24 hour cameras. But, you know, how long can we store all this information? It has to flush this information away so it makes space for the new stuff that's coming in. At home, you're not going to buy some big, sophisticated PVR, right? How much space do you have? It just has to record when it says motion. There's no motion, there's no reason for it. Because I'm recording in case somebody breaks into my house, right? But combining this with our intrusion alarm system, no, we put our own motion sensors in the intrusion alarm system. Their motion sensors are usually to report. And as we saw before with other stuff, we don't really want to double up on certain stuff. Like this camera system, remember the whole idea with the CA38A and the phone line? You know, what if one system stops working? I don't want to lose my other system. And the intrusion alarm, although it's not a life-saving device like a fire alarm system was, I don't want it to stop working. I don't want a problem with my cameras and now my intrusion alarm system is affected with it. I want to have my own motion detectors for my intrusion alarm system. Good? Because there is a contact on the camera for any of the stuff I was doing. I can use that contact for my alarm. But I wouldn't choose that. Instant. What does instant mean? There will be no time delay when a detector is triggered. Right away. It's an instant zone. This is what we arm our windows with. Alright? Maybe a back door that I don't usually use, it won't be delayed, it's not an entry zone. Instant because the crook, it's a great place for the crook to come in, right? That door in the backyard, at your basement, and you even have a couple stairs going down where nobody can see him, that's where he wants to come in from. That usually people forget unlocked all the time. So I'm not putting a delay zone on that, I'm putting that one instant. Because that's not the one we go in and out of the house with. It's the front door, the garage door. 24 hour. 24-hour tamper. When a detector has to be armed continuously, 24 hours a day, and cannot be armed or disarmed from the screen or digital keys. Remember the tamper? They're giving you an example of tamper. Remember when we were wiring the detectors? We put a 24-hour tamper. We gave the example that it was in a bank or something, and workers could bypass this. As soon as you open the cover at that motion sensor, bang, alarm will be sent out. And it will start ringing. Usually in banks, they're silent alarms. But at home, you know, somebody's came to your house and put spotlights in your kitchen, and you saw that, this is a nice house to rob. We'll take his motion sensors. it's bypassed. I'm coming here tonight, and when they're not home, I'm breaking the window, and I'm coming right in. Motion detectors don't catch it, they bypass it. As soon as he removes that cover, the alarm will ring, and the monitoring station will call. And you don't have to go, let's say the client left in the house alone. Yes, Luca?
If I'm not mistaken, that's when we were doing the example of the drawings where it's actually on the motion detector.
Yes.
Okay.
Remember when we were doing, we did 3 motion
Yeah,
detector
where you put it on, where you
exercises?
put on a different zone.
Zone 7 it was, the
Okay.
24-hour time, that was exactly.
Okay.
Interior, associated with the interior status in the case. If someone inside the house turns the security system on, the system will go through the exit delay. What does that mean? They will see if you left the house or not. It'll do this before arming the security system. If the person does not exit the house before the end of the delay, the door contact will be armed, but not the motion detectors. This means that this person will be able to stay in the house while protected from the outside. The doors and windows will be protected. So when we were looking at the paradox system that we were looking at, they didn't use the word interior. They could have used a different word. All right? They used stay. All right? Your stay alarm. In other words, you arm the system to stay in the house. Satanic cardio is using the word interior. Now what does this mean? What did they just tell us? When you arm your system, the system itself will look. Were any of the delay zones stripped? Because those are your access doors, right? Did he put in his code and open the front door or open the garage door and then close it? If you did that, he knows you left the house. Therefore, it'll fully arm the system. If you put in your code and the front door was never open and the garage door was never open, the system knows you never left the house, right? So it'll partially arm the system on interior. It'll arm everything except for all your motion sensors, which you programmed as interior. You can walk around the house, it'll see the motion detectors, it'll see what's happening, but it's going to ignore everything. It will not send out an alarm. Yes, Mike?
What did you say when you said that if it detects that the doors and opening doors if you left the house?
Yes. All alarm systems, most all alarm systems. I have an old alarm system at home, and I didn't even have this option when I installed this over 20 years ago.
You put it on stay.
I have to press stay and put in my code, or just put in my code.
Okay.
This is how the system knows to fully arm or to partially arm the system.
Okay.
While newer systems either do it automatically or give you the option to do this in the program. In other words, when I arm my system, if my code is 54321, I go to my keypad 54321. We're going to arm the system now. The system is intelligent enough to figure out, do I partially arm the system on interior or do I fully arm the system? In other words, are the motion detectors going to set off an alarm or not? How does he do this? You program delay zones, right? And all your delay zones were your entry and exit points to the house. If, after you punched in your code, it noticed the contact of zone 1 opening and closing, he knows you left the house. He will fully arm the system. If you punched in your code, and all those delay zones, which are your normal ways of leaving and coming out, the system did not see the zone open and close, he's going to partially arm the system. He knows you're still in the house.
So it's like a system where you just enter the code and the system will know you're there.
Yeah. Now, if someone were to put in the code, open the front door and close the front door, just for fun, well, the system will think you left the house, and you'll fully arm the system. Yes.
But like delay zones will stay delay zones even such as like there was someone's like setting if I'm home at 11, I set the system, my brother comes home at 3.
It'll stay there like
that.
that. It'll stay there.
I think also there's a way, because I know that if the house is armed on stay, I think it's happened before where I went out the front door and set off the alarm right away.
Yes, you can.
As opposed to, like if you put it on stay, it
Yes.
clears.
These are options in the programming.
Okay.
With some systems, not all systems. Not every company did the same thing.
Hmm.
My system I have at home, because I have to choose, and that system didn't give you an option of having something like, would see if I left the house or not. I have to choose, stay or not. When I press stay, my front door is on is on instant. And most systems give you the choice. Because my wife, I used to work nights a lot. When I was on service, when I was in the trade, My wife will put the stay alarm, that's why I have an alarm system, because I wasn't home at night, very often. So she will put the stay alarm, because she had to circulate in the house. When I come home from work at night, do I want that door to be fully armed? No. So I have the option in the programming to do it. Good? I think this is the best one. It knows if you left the house or not, that's it. You don't have to think, I don't have to punch in a code. And a lot of alarm system companies, when you're programming, will give you this option. Some of them will just, like this guy, this is what it is. Which is a great way of doing it. You know, you saw you leave or not. Inactive. You could render a zone inactive. And what does that mean? The panel will see the zone, it'll see what's happening, but it will never set off an alarm. Kind of like your motion detectors when they were on interior, right? And you partially armed your system? That's what inactive means. Now, why would I want to put a zone inactive? I have 16 zones and I'm not using all 16. And I programmed them all EOL. But because of the home automation system, because I want to use certain zones to do something else. You know how I can use motion detectors to turn on lights as we did in lighting? Well, I might just want to put motion detectors in weird places in the house. I might want to put one in the bathroom. So that at night when I go to the washroom, I open the bathroom door, and when I walk in the bathroom, the light just goes on. Do I need that motion detector that I put in the bathroom from my intrusion alarm system?
No.
So I install the motion sensor, I put it in active. This motion sensor will never trip the alarm. But the panel still sees it. But he's going to associate it when we'll see how we program our lights, he's going to associate it to lighting, and he'll turn on the lights. Someone's going to say, what's the big deal that it's on the alarm system too? And it's not a big deal. It could be on the alarm system. If a crook breaks into my bathroom window, and there was no contact, or cut a hole in my roof and came into the bathroom, I caught you, right? So what's the big deal? What if I'm going to put a waterproof motion sensor outside? Now that wouldn't be a good idea. I would have to put that in active, right? When the full family of raccoons comes and goes through our garbage, and they're standing one on top of each other, we don't want the alarm to go off, right? So that's what inactive is. Then,